Hey everybody, Movie Guy 808 back again. Gonna make another video here. This time I'm gonna go over some of my favorite cover art in some of the DVDs that I have in my collection. May seem superficial, but I love a DVD release with a great cover art. So I'm just gonna go over some of my favorites. I'm gonna actually start with some snapper cases and move on to some other stuff and end up doing a few Criterion DVDs at the end. Let's start with the snapper cases, and I'm just going to breeze through these because you really just need to glance at them to see the cover art. It's not like you got to spend a long time on each one. But snapper cases up first. First, of course, Stephen King's It, classic snapper case cover art. Love that one. Seen that on the shelf at the rental store ever since I was a kid. Classic. Another classic that I've seen since I was a little kid, the original Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, Danny Glover. Great cover art there, classic. Oldie but goodie. I love these, the cover art they have for some of these old movies. Philadelphia Story. Cool cover art. Like that. Have, of course, several editions of this movie now, but I always thought this was my favorite cover art for this film. Silence of the Lambs, snapper case. Like that. Another old one, Midnight Run, with De Niro. Funny buddy, kind of buddy cop crime movie. Really good, and I love that cover art right there. True Romance was, of course, re-released in a special edition, but I always preferred this cover art over that, and really like that cover art right there. Classic Harrison Ford, Mosquito Coast. Don't know why I like this cover art so much. Maybe just kind of the way it looks, almost like sun faded and all weird like that. But River Phoenix in that, if you guys haven't seen that one. Late great River Phoenix and Mosquito Coast. Burglar, Whoopi Goldberg. Love that cover art. Just classic. Late 80s, early 90s, cheese. Love that. One that pretty much everybody already knows about, Creepshow. Couldn't leave it off the list. Love that cover art. Takes me back to my childhood. Awesome. Old Bloodsport, another one I always saw on the DVD shelf in the rental store when I was a kid. Not my favorite cover art, but cool snapper case. Okay, gonna move on to some DVDs, some regular keeper case DVDs. Harvey Keitel, Bad Lieutenant. Really like that cover art. David Lynch's Blue Velvet. Like that cover art as well. Another one of my favorite editions of this movie has been released multiple times. This was always my favorite cover for it. Reservoir Dogs with Steve Buscemi there on the front. Always was my favorite edition of that movie. Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions. Some cool cover art on that one. Now I have two editions of Reanimator. I have the Millennium Edition, which is the real life photograph of him on there, and then I also have the re-release, which is the animated, hand-drawn rather, cover. So those are two cool editions. A couple Blu-rays, Synapse release of Thou Shalt Not Kill Except. Like that cover art. And of course, The Thing, John Carpenter. Love that cover art. Love it. And lastly, going to finish up with a few Criterion DVDs. Some of my favorite cover art. First up, Night of the Hunter. I think there are two. I don't know if it's just the Blu-ray and DVD and they have different cover art, because I think I've seen two different cover arts for this Criterion Night of the Hunter. I like this one though. It's really cool. Naked Lunch, David Cronenberg. What more can you need to say about that cover? That just explains it all right there. Sam Peckinpah, Straw Dogs, with Dustin Hoffman and broken glasses on the front there. That was always awesome. I always liked that image. And finishing it up, one of my favorite films, Terrence Malick's Thin Red Line. Really like that cover art right there. Well, I may very well do a follow-up to this one, but that was just some of my favorite cover art from some of my DVD collection. And I'll catch y'all later. See ya.